In a small town surrounded by fields and rivers, there lived a young man named Dev. Like many others, Dev spent his days chasing bigger dreams, more money, more success, more recognition. Yet no matter how much he achieved, something inside him always felt empty. Every new accomplishment brought a moment of excitement, quickly followed by a deeper hunger for something more. Dev lived in a constant cycle of striving and dissatisfaction. He believed happiness was just one more achievement away. But what he didn't realize was that the key to the life he longed for wasn't hidden in more. It was hidden in noticing what he already had. Gratitude, a quiet force he had overlooked for years, held a power to change everything. But like most true powers, it wasn't loud. It waited silently, patiently, for him to discover it. One evening, after another long day of chasing more and feeling less, Dev visited his grandfather, a retired farmer who lived a simple, quiet life. Sitting on the porch, Dev vented his frustrations, how nothing he achieved ever felt like enough, how life seemed like a never-ending race. The old man listened patiently, then said, "When you only look at what's missing, you will always feel poor. But if you start seeing what's already here, you will realize you have always been rich." He pointed to the sunset, the fields, the warm tea in their hands. Gratitude doesn't change your possessions. It changes your perspective. Those words stayed with Dev long after he left. He had spent so long focusing on what was missing that he had become blind to what was abundant. That night, for the first time, he made a new decision. Before chasing anything new, he would start by honoring what he already had. The next morning, Dev began a small but powerful practice. Before reaching for his phone or rushing into his day, he paused. He listed 3 things he was grateful for, no matter how small. Some days it was the warmth of his bed, the kindness of a friend, or the simple fact that he had another day to live and grow. At first, it felt mechanical, almost forced. His mind was so used to searching for problems that gratitude felt unfamiliar. But he stayed with it. Slowly, a subtle shift began to happen. Dev noticed that even on difficult days, there was always something good hidden beneath the noise of frustration. Gratitude didn't erase his challenges, but it gave him a new lens through which to see them. Instead of feeling defeated by what he lacked, he felt empowered by what he already had. He realized that gratitude wasn't about pretending everything was perfect. It was about recognizing the gifts within the imperfection. Before we continue, ask yourself, how often have you felt this way too? Stay with me. This moment is where everything starts to shift. Days turned into weeks. Dev's new habit began to reshape his entire way of living. His mind, once trained to search for what was missing, now naturally noticed what was present. Instead of rushing through meals, he savored them. Instead of measuring success only by big milestones, he celebrated small victories, a meaningful conversation, a lesson learned, a problem solved. Even during setbacks, Dev found reasons to be thankful. He saw how every challenge strengthened him, how every failure taught him resilience. Life itself had not changed dramatically. He still faced difficulties, ambitions, and unexpected turns. But Dev had changed. His heart was no longer heavy with endless wanting. It was light with appreciation. He realized that gratitude wasn't just a feeling. It was a skill that could be practiced, strengthened, and woven into every part of life. True wealth, he understood now, was not about accumulation. It was about appreciation. And the richest people were not those who had the most, but those who noticed the most. Dev's life continued to evolve, not through massive external changes, but through quiet, internal ones. His relationships deepened because he no longer took people for granted. His work became more fulfilling because he focused on what he could give. not just what he could get. Even his dreams felt different, not desperate grasps for validation, but steady steps built on a foundation of gratitude and purpose. When storms came, and they did, Dev stood firm, because his heart was anchored not in what he was chasing, but in what he already cherished. He understood now that gratitude wasn't just about feeling good. It was about seeing clearly. It opened his eyes to opportunities hidden in difficulties, to beauty hidden in ordinary days. He realized that the more he practiced gratitude, the stronger and more resilient he became. Gratitude didn't make life perfect. It made life rich, meaningful, and worth every step of the journey, even the hard ones. Years later, standing under a sky painted with the colors of a setting sun, Dev reflected on the life he had built. It wasn't a life free of challenges, and it wasn't a life overflowing with endless riches. But it was a life full of meaning, full of connection, full of quiet victories only he could truly feel. Gratitude had taught him that happiness isn't something you chase. It's something you see when you slow down and notice what's already around you. It had shown him that fulfillment doesn't arrive when everything is perfect. It grows when you choose to love the imperfect moments too. Dev understood now that gratitude is not about having a perfect life. It's about seeing life perfectly. He smiled, knowing that the richest treasures were never far. They had always been hidden in plain sight, waiting for him to notice. And now, ask yourself, are you waiting for life to give you more? Or are you ready to discover the hidden riches already within your hands and heart?